Hello, I will be reading a series of poems for the books Born a Crime by Trevor and Educated by Tara Westover. I hope you enjoy. Tyler packed his dreams one day, even though Dad got in the way. I watched him leave us bittersweet and hugged my brother one last goodbye. The books at home were old and worn. Lessons stopped as soon as they were born. Mom said faith could make us strong, but Dad kept saying school was wrong. We worked the junkyard every day. Cut up hands, no time to play. I slipped and fell on metal ground. Dad just stared without a sound. Audrey left to find her own pace. Tyler walked out with a steady grace. The house grew quiet, the nights felt long. Dreams felt weak, like they didn't belong. Luke got burned, his shouts were loud. I tried to help, but felt no pride. Water bags and herbs for pain. Dad said God would heal again. Though scars and fear, I held on tight, a tiny hope still gave me light. To learn to read, to find what's right, would lead me out into the night. Beyond the junkyard, educated. Tyler's books became his shield, while junkyard work was left unhealed. Tara watched and longed to know what made him choose a path to go. Her mother's voice grew faint and unsure, with muscle testing as the cure. Faith replaced the doctor's hand, a fragile trust they thought would stand. The junkyard roared with metal cries. Danger lived in every size. A leap gone wrong, a bleeding shin. Her father was cold, unmoved within. The house grew empty, night by night. Her sister is gone, her brother in flight. Silence pressed against the walls, and duty answered father's calls. When flames consumed Luke's heavy jeans, the scene turned harsh beyond extreme. No hospital lights, no sterile care, just oils and herbs and whispered prayer. Through scars and loss, she learned to see a world beyond her family. Each risk, each wound, each sleepless night became a step toward future light. Father told a tale one night of neighbors taking heart in fright. The feds, he said, had stormed their land with public schools and unusual demands. He swore that school would steal the soul. Those teachers served the devil's role. A world of fear, what he spun, where safety meant a loaded gun. The air got thicker with dread. His words still repeated in my head. To learn to write, to read a page, was stepping on the demon's stage. I listened close, though just a child, the warning sharp, the tone so wild. And deep inside, I felt the weight of stories built on fear and hate. The weaver's name became a brand, a tale of lost at father's hand, and in his voice I came to see the cage he built for our family. I dreamed of books beyond the door, of something gentler, something more. But father's eyes were sharp and wide, and so I kept those dreams inside. Grandma came with steady grace, a softer hand, a different face. She whispered plans of leaving fast, a chance for freedom built to last. Come south with me, we'll make it right. I'll send you off to school, to light. Her voice was hope, a fragile key, unlocking what the world could be. But father shadowed, filled my mind. The weaver's story is closed behind. Would men in black come storm our door and drag me home to live once more? I woke at dawn, my heart a storm. I've moved through chores, the day's routine form. I watched the hill as the car depart, and silence pressed against my heart. The chance was there, I let it go, afraid of all I did not know. I stayed behind, torn in two, afraid of leaving all I knew. From far away, I watched the dust. The car rolled on, the plan turned to rust. And on that hill, I learned to see how fear can chain what longs for free. Her mom cared about tiny things, like the kind of shoes she had to wear. White or cream, it felt the same. but respect was the family's game. She laughed about it years later on, glad that the perfect world was gone. She chose my dad, a mountain life, trading comfort for struggle and strife. No fences neat, no shiny dress, just dust and work and nothing less. Her family frowned. They said, "Don't go." But still she left. They couldn't know. The mountain gave her space to breathe, a place where no one could deceive. But freedom came with a heavy cost. A softer life was what she lost. I listened close when she would tell. Her stories carried pain as well. She smiled, but still I understood. Those choices don't mean any good. And now I wonder, late at night, if her escape was wrong or right. She felt left behind, a world so tight, for one that swallowed all her light. Mom said church was worth the fight. Her faith was strong, her grip was tight. I begged to stay, she shook her head. God will protect us, is what she said. The minibus came, the driver lied. He looked at us with hate in his eyes. Mom whispered, "Jump when I say." We ran and got away that day. Apartheid made the rules so wrong. Being mixed meant you didn't belong. Just being born was breaking law. I learned early life could be raw. Mom worked hard and kept me safe, even when the world felt like a maze. She taught me to fight, to laugh, to try, to keep my head up and reach the sky. I learned to blend, to hide, to move, to find my space and make my groove. Though all rules, the hate, the crime, she helped me grow, she saved my time. Even when the streets were rough and mean, her love gave me a place unseen, a world where I could still be me and chase the life I hoped to see. Loopholes. Born a crime. Apartheid made no sense at all. Some were white just for a trade call. Noah was loud, a crazy kid, always in trouble for what he did. His mom was tough but loved him still. They argued hard, they matched in will. He set a fire, got a bad name, but deep inside he wasn't to blame. Then Fufi, his sweet pet, the best friend he had ever met. But she had secrets, a second home. She left him, feeling sad, alone. It hurt to lose her, broke his trust. He learned love is free, not just. She lived her life, she jumped the wall, and Noah learned to face it all. His dad was Swiss, so far away, he didn't know just what to say. A man who fought against the hate, but left too soon. That was his fate. When years had passed, they met once more. A bond rebuilt, not like before. The past was heavy, but still they tried. A father and a son, now side by side. The tree of separation, born a crime. Colored, but not complete. A mix without a name. Children judged by shade of skin, but all the rules are the same. The mulberry tree stood tall, its fruit is both sweet and red. We played and laughed beneath its shade, but hate was there instead. The berries turned to weapons, they threw them at my skin. Their laughter cut much deeper than any wound within. I ran to Abel crying. My mother said to wait, but anger ruled his spirit, and violence sealed our fate. He beat the boy in fury, not justice in his hand. I saw a child just like me who didn't understand. In his tears, I found myself. His pain was just like mine. Two boys, one broken system, taught to hate in time. What is love? Born a crime. Mom talked about women, but never about being a kid. She told me big lessons, but not what love really is. At school, they said, ask a girl to be my Valentine. I asked Maylene under the arches. She said yes, and she was mine. I bought her flowers and a bear, a card to make her smile. I thought we'd be together, at least for a little while. But Valentine's Day can hurt. Dreams can fall apart. She chose Leonardo instead and broke my hopeful heart. He was cooler, better looking. I knew I couldn't compare. Still watching her walk away was more than I could bear. I learned that love is tough, not always fair or kind. It can lift you up so high or leave you far behind. Outsider, born a crime. My mom could save on petrol. She knew each little way. She turned the car off. I pushed it day by day. At school, I stood divided. No group would take me in. Too black for colored children, too colored for my skin. The tuck shop was endless, no time to wait and stand. So I began a hustle with food passed hand to hand. The fat kids paid me gladly. They loved the deal I made. I'd run return of candy and pocket what they paid. The business gave me standing, a place to play the part. With every snack delivered, I earned a little heart. I found my way to matter, though I was still apart. An outsider with a purpose, a hustler from the start. The portal to technology, educated. She learned the internet at work, a world she never knew. Web pages, emails, ACT, the first seeds she had sown. At night she studied all alone, the opera house her light. Algebra came with Tyler's help, but Trig put up a fight. Sean fell 20 feet one day, a miracle he lived. She tended him through pain and rage, though he had little to give. Her father called the world a snare, man's knowledge led to sin. To leave would make her just a obedience kept her in. She scored too low for BYU, but high enough for more. Her father threatened, leave this house. Her mother closed the door. Yet, though the fair, she kept her path, her future's taking shape. For education met her chance, her one true way to escape. The shadow of Sean, educated. Sean's body broken, head and bone. The doctor stitched him up fast, but rage and cruelty filled his eyes. His anger couldn't pass. He turned on Faye, he mocked and cursed. His temper filled the room. The family whispered, he's not changed, just growing into doom. Another crash, his brain laid bare, a hole within his head. Her father said, bring him back home, but she chose the hospital instead. The shame she felt cut deep inside, a wolf among the sheep. Her choice to save became the mark her father swore to keep. Each act of care became a fight her loyalty pulled thin. To save his life she lost her place, betrayal turned within. But standing by the choice she made, she saw a different way. Her father's path and hers diverged. She would not go astray. Sean's dilemma, educated. Sean spoke up, his voice was strong. He argued with his dad all day long. If she can work, then I will too. The fights grew loud, the tension grew. The house was filled with shouts and blame, each side convinced they'd win the game. Control was all they hoped to keep, while love and peace had fallen deep. She found a job inside the store, bagging food and dreaming more. Her father's power slowly slipped, a new life started piece by piece. The act became her chance, each problem solved, a hopeful dance. A pathway opened wide and clear, a future dr- shining, drawing near. BYU would take her hand, a place to grow, a place to stand. The mountain's chains began to break, her freedom hers at last to take. By Christmas she could see it plain. Her home had only brought her pain. To walk away was hard but right. Her future is waiting in the light. Remaining holy, educated. She left the mountain on New Year's Day. Her mother drove her far away. BYU was strange and loud. She kept her head down, not too proud. Her roommates dressed in skirts too tight. They stopped on Sunday, laughed at night. She thought of Gene, of all his rules, and felt herself a child of fools. In class she sat and could not write. The essay form was out of sight. Cicero, Hume, names she never heard. She failed her quiz. She felt absurd. In Western art, she raised her hand, a word she could not understand. Holocaust, she asked out loud. Her classmates stared, the room was proud. She ran to books, she ran for hours, the truth of hate, the darkest powers. Her world was small, but now she knew her father's lessons were not true. At church she sat against the wall, alone again, she knew it all. Outcast there, outcast at home, no place to stay, no place to roam. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and listening.